Okay, today our discussion is about potentiometer. Potentiometer is a device which is used for measuring EMF and potential difference accurately. You know from the previous discussion that by using a voltmeter we cannot measure EMF accurately. What is the reason? By using a voltmeter, suppose I have a voltmeter here and a cell. Okay, if this is a voltmeter, by using this voltmeter, is it possible to measure EMF accurately?
No,
Why?
the internal resistance.
Yeah, because there will be internal resistance. It means suppose I am connecting this voltmeter positive to positive of this cell, okay, and negative of the voltmeter to the negative of the cell at the back side here. This is negative of the cell, and the voltmeter reading right now, it will not be EMF, it will be less than EMF, isn't it? Suppose small r is the internal resistance, the voltmeter reading will be less than EMF. What is the reason?
There is a voltage drop,
Yeah, there is a voltage drop inside the cell because of the
internal resistance.
because of the internal resistance. Suppose I is the current flowing through the circuit. When voltmeter is connected, there will be a current flowing through the circuit, okay, and due to the current I, there will be a voltage drop, potential drop inside the cell due to the internal resistance. How much will be the voltage drop inside the cell?
IR,
Correct, I into R. Okay, this I into R will be voltage drop inside the cell. So out of the EMF, if E is the EMF, from that IR should be subtracted, isn't it? IR is dropped inside the cell itself, and the remaining will be measured by the voltmeter. Got it? So the voltmeter reading will be V is equal to what? E minus IR. Okay? Voltmeter reading will be less than EMF. Less than EMF by a factor E minus I into R. I into R will be subtracted from EMF. The remaining will be measured by the voltmeter. Got the point?
yes sir.
Suppose in this circuit, current I equal to 0. Say no current is flowing, I equal to 0. If current I equal to 0, then here what we can write? If I equal to 0,
V is equal to E.
V is equal to E. Means the potential difference available at the two terminals of the cell will be equal to its EMF, because there is no drop inside the cell since current is 0. Okay, this is the principle applied in the potentiometer. Now you can see here the potentiometer, it consists of a 10 meter wire. This wire starting from this point A, okay, it is 1 meter length. This length is 10 meter wire is fixed on a wooden board, okay, 1 meter length. This is 1 meter length. Then this way 2 meters, then 3, 4, 5 like this, until when it reaches at the point B, the last second terminal B, the reading, the total length will be 10 meters. So it is a 10 meter wire of high resistance starting from the point A, then 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter like that. When it reaches at the point B, it is total length is 10 meters. Okay, it is fixed on a wooden board, and there is a scale also, 1 meter scale also fixed here. By using that scale, we can take the balancing point, balancing length. Okay, and this is a jockey. What is meant by a jockey?
It can be used to make a connection anywhere in the circuit.
Yeah, it is used to make contact at any points. The jockey is, this one is the jockey. It is a metal rod with a knife edge, and this point on this terminal here we can give the connection. Then it can be moved on the wire, 10 meter wire. At any point we can make the contacts. Okay, so that we can find the balancing point, balancing length. Now this potentiometer wire, it is having a resistance per unit length. Resistance per unit length is, suppose it is R ohm per centimeter. R ohm per centimeter is the resistance per unit length of the wire. Now before coming to the potentiometer, one more principle that already we discussed in the case of combination of cells. In this combination of cells, we have here 3 cells are there. If the 3 cells are connected positive to negative, then positive to negative. Then between the two ends of this circuit, how much voltage will be available between these 2 points? Suppose each cell is 1.5 volt. Between the 2 points A and B, if each cell is 1.5 volt terminal potential, then how much will be the voltage available here? 3 cells are there. 1.5 is one cell, 2, 3. Each is having 1.5 volt. Each one cell is having terminal potential 1.5 volt. Then between these two ends, how much will be the voltage available?
4.5.
4.5 volt. Now suppose one of these cells, suppose this cell I am connecting reverse. This is reversed like this. Okay. Now what will be the potential difference? Now the cells are connected like this. This is the positive of the cell. This is negative. This is negative. This is positive. Okay. Now for this cell it is positive. It is connected reverse, opposite way. Now what will be the potential difference in between the points A and B?
1.5.
1.5 volt, because these two cells are connected in proper way, 1.5 plus 1.5, and the third one is connected reverse, so minus 1.5 is equal to 1.5. 2 will be cancelled, 1 will be remaining, 1.5 volt. Now suppose this cell I am removing, okay, and we have only 2 cells here, only 2 cells are connected like this. Now what is the potential difference here between A and B?
3 volt.
3 volt, correct. 1.5 plus 1.5, okay, 1.5 plus 1.5 is 3 volt. Now if the second cell, this one, if I am reversing, opposite connection, now here it is, this is positive and this side is negative, here is negative. Now what is the potential here?
0.
Now it is 0 volt, 0 volt here, because 1.5 minus 1.5, plus to plus will be getting subtracted. The current due to this cell will be flowing this way and this will be opposite direction according to Kirchhoff's law. If two currents are flowing in opposite direction, it should get subtracted, isn't it? Potential EMF due to that will be subtracted. So this principle also we apply here. Remember, if you connect plus to plus, positive to positive, then EMF will be subtracted or potential difference will be subtracted. So these 2 points are needed to understand the working of potentiometer. So usually in board exam, practical exam, have you seen the result of this year?
No.
The topper is from my class. 2 toppers are there, one from girls section and one from my class. Both of them scored 97.4 marks out of 1000. And in physics he got 96, I think. Okay, now listen here. For this potentiometer, there are 2 circuits, one primary circuit and one secondary circuit. These components here are needed for primary circuits and these are for secondary circuits. This one is a DC power source. Here we can use a battery or a DC power source. It is called the driver cell. If it is cell is used here, it is called driver cell. We can adjust the voltage here. Okay, it is now adjusted for 3 volt. We can make it 5 or 6 or 7 volt. Usually we do with 4 or 6 volts. Okay, for the primary circuit connection, remember this point A on this potentiometer wire. I told you from the point A to B, total 10 meter is the length. So we will select the point A as positive, and all positive connections should be given at the point A. So we are starting from here. This red color terminal of this power supply is positive, that I am giving to the point A. Then from the negative, that is the black color is negative of the power supply, without touching this wire, I am giving to a plug key. Okay, then from the other end of the plug key, this is actually coming from the negative of the power supply. It should go to negative of the ammeter. This is an ammeter, so negative of the ammeter. This black is negative. Then positive of the ammeter to the rheostat, the upper terminal, okay, at this point of the rheostat. And from the bottom point of the rheostat, from the terminal here to the point B. This is primary circuit. Once again, from the positive of the power supply to the point A of the potentiometer wire, the negative of the power supply to the key, from the key to the negative of the ammeter, then positive of the ammeter to the rheostat, from the other end of the rheostat to the point B. So primary connection is over, and this power supply, suppose it is providing an EMF of say it is giving an EMF E volt. We will take E as the EMF of the power supply. Now in the secondary, here we have two cells. The aim of the experiment, there are three experiments with the potentiometer. The first experiment is to compare the EMF of two cells. Here we have a dry cell, a common normal cell, and this one is a Leclanche cell. This is Leclanche cell, this is dry cell. So first I will connect with the dry cell only, then we will explain about how to compare the EMF. Three experiments are there. The first aim of the experiment is to compare the EMF of two cells. Second one is to find out the unknown EMF of a given cell. The third experiment is to find the internal resistance of a cell. Okay, so in board exam, usually out of the two practicals, you will be getting one practical related to electrical and one will be light experiment. So out of the electrical experiments, the main experiments are, one is from meter bridge, another is from potentiometer. In potentiometer itself, there are three experiments. One is for comparing EMF of two cells. Second one, finding unknown EMF of a given cell. Third one is to find the internal resistance of a given cell. Okay. So before explaining that three experiments, first we can see the principle of this experiment. Principle of working of potentiometer. So in the secondary circuit, see the connection. This positive of this dry cell. Okay. This is the positive of the cell. The cap side is the positive. From the positive, again giving connection to the same point A. This is very important. All positive should be given to the same point. If you are selecting point A as the positive, all positive should come to that point. Positive of this cell to here, positive of the power supply also to the same point. From the negative of the dry cell, giving to a two-way key. Two-way key means there are three terminals here. 1, 2, 3 and two keys. Two keys are there and three terminals are there. For explaining the principle, I am using only first two terminals. So negative of the cell is given to one terminal. From the other terminal, I am giving connection to, you can give either negative or positive, doesn't matter. Okay, this connection if you reverse, there is no problem in that. From the other terminal of the key, from here, I can give the connection either to this black, that is negative, or to the positive. Okay, both are correct. Only the difference is that if you change this connection, deflection at one time, if it is towards right, the other connection towards left. Only direction of deflection will change. There is no problem in that. So I am giving first here to the black, that is negative, then positive to the one end of the resistance box, and from resistance box we have to give connection to the jockey. Okay, this is the connection. Jockey we can move on the 10-meter line to get the balancing point. So secondary connection, once again, positive of the cell to the point A, negative to one end of the key, from other end of the key to galvanometer, any of this, it can be plus or minus, doesn't matter. From other positive of the galvanometer to the one end of the resistance box, from other end of the resistance box to the jockey, and jockey we can move on this 10-meter line to get the balancing point. Now listen here, what is the principle of this experiment? In the beginning we have to insert the key in the primary circuit. This is the primary circuit, and the cell in the primary is called driver cell, and first of all this key should be inserted here. After inserting the key, ammeter reading here, adjust the ammeter reading. Usually in our lab we used to keep this ammeter reading 80 milliampere, 80 milliampere, so as to get the balancing point at the middle of this potentiometer wire. Okay, always when we are doing the experiment, you need to adjust the ammeter reading in such a way that the balancing point should not come very close to the two ends A and B. It should be well inside, not very close to the point A or very close to the point B. If you are taking readings like that, you won't get the balancing point, and also there will be more error in the calculation. So always try to keep the balancing point away from the point A and B. After inserting the key here, then we can adjust the rheostat. The rheostat can be adjusted and make the current here, say some 80 milliampere. And that current I am considering right now as current is equal to I ampere. The current flowing in this circuit is, the ammeter reading I am taking as I ampere. And that I ampere, you can see the direction of flow of I ampere, that is coming this way. It is coming from the positive of the power supply. A current I ampere is flowing, and that is entering to the terminal A. After reaching at the point A, then it is flowing through this 10-meter wire. It is flowing through the 10-meter wire. Okay, and after reaching at the B, it will leave out again through the point B. It will go to the rheostat. Through the rheostat, the ammeter, key, and it will be completed. A closed circuit. So this is the primary circuit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once again, the current entering from the positive of the power supply. Okay, that is the driver cell. From that, current is flowing this way. It is coming to the point A, then flowing through the 10-meter wire, then leaving through the point B to the rheostat, ammeter, key, and to the negative of the power supply. That is a closed circuit. And in that circuit, the current flowing is I, small letter I ampere. Okay. And if small r is the resistance per unit length of this wire, suppose this wire is having 1 centimeter, R ohm per centimeter. Suppose R ohm per centimeter is the resistance per unit length of this wire. Each 1 centimeter has a resistance of R ohm per centimeter. If I take 1 centimeter length on this wire, okay, 1 centimeter of this wire, how much potential drop, voltage difference will be there in 1 centimeter length? I is the current flowing, R is the resistance on 1 centimeter. R is the resistance of 1 centimeter. Then how much will be the voltage drop or potential difference in 1 centimeter? V is equal to
IR.
I into R. Okay. So if you take 1 centimeter of this wire, 1 centimeter from till here to here, 1 centimeter, it will have a potential drop of I into R. This quantity I into R, it is taken as phi, and it is called potential gradient.
Voltage drop per unit length.
Very good. Potential gradient, potential gradient is the voltage drop per unit length. Each 1 centimeter, how much potential drop is there? That is called potential gradient. Now, suppose due to the current, means the EMF or the voltage available from the power supply, just an example I am taking, suppose 3 volt is the voltage applied by using the power supply. That 3 volt is dropped from the point A, then 10 meter till the point B. So 3 volt available between the two terminals of the power supply is dropped between A and B along 10 meter length of the wire. Okay. Each 1 centimeter will have a drop of I into R. Then what will be the drop in 2 centimeters?
2 into IR.
2 into IR. If it is L centimeters?
L into IR.
L into IR. Okay. If total voltage between A and B, if we are taking as 3 volt, okay, 3 volt is the total voltage drop between A and B. Then if I want to get 1.5 voltage drop, where should I touch on this wire by using the jockey? At which point when I touch, I will get 1.5 volt. Total is 3 volt. 3 volt is from the point A, then 1 meter, 2 meters, 3, like that, 10 meters till the point B. Total is 3 volt. If I want to get 1.5 volt, which point I should touch? At what length I will get at what length from A I will get 1.5 volt?
That's the midpoint between A and B.
Yeah, that is 500 centimeters, isn't it? 5
yes,
meters.
sir.
Total
Yes.
is 10 meters.
Uh-huh.
10 meters, 1000
500.
centimeters. When we are doing practicals, we will be taking length in centimeter, not in meter, because resistance per centimeter is given. So when you are measuring 1 meter, you have to take 100 centimeter. So if you touch with the jockey at 500 centimeter distance from the point A, it will be accurately 1.5 volt drop. Now suppose the EMF of this cell, EMF of this dry cell is 1.5 volt. EMF of the cell is 1.5 volt in the secondary circuit. And suppose I am getting zero deflection at this point. At this point I am getting zero deflection. This will be accurately how much distance, how much length of the wire?
500.
500, because in 500 centimeter length, the potential drop on the wire is 1.5 volt, and this cell also 1.5 volt, and they are coming in opposite direction, isn't it? Because positive to positive is the connection. As I told you before, if positive to positive is the connection, EMF will be subtracted, potential drop will be subtracted. So 1.5 volt drop on the wire due to the current in the primary circuit, and 1.5 volt of this cell, both are coming in opposite direction, so they will get cancelled at the point accurately at 500 centimeters, so that galvanometer will show zero deflection. Correct? So
Yes,
if galvanometer shows zero deflection, means no current flows in this circuit. Galvanometer shows zero deflection means in this circuit there is no current I equal to 0 that time. If current I is equal to 0, then the potential difference available between these two terminals of the cell will be equal to what? EMF. Suppose E1 is the EMF of this cell, okay, and that EMF is balanced at a distance of 500 centimeter. It means at that time EMF of this cell and potential drop in the wire due to the current from the primary circuit, both are in opposite direction, got subtracted, cancelled, so that current becomes 0. That is why galvanometer is showing zero deflection. This is the principle of working of potentiometer. Suppose instead of 3 volt, we are applying 2 volt from the driver cell. Okay, the EMF of this cell is applied 2 volt, for example. If 2 volt is applied, and if I want to get 0.5 volt drop on this wire, 0.5 volt on this wire, what should be the length of the wire?
250 centimeter.
250 centimeters. 250 centimeters will give 0.5 volt, because total 2 volt is dropped with 1000 centimeters. 2 volt is dropped with 1000 centimeters. So 0.5 will be dropped on 250 centimeters, and 1 volt will be dropped on 500 centimeters. Okay, and at what point I can get 0.75 volt to drop? 750 centimeters, isn't it? Total 1000 centimeters, 2 volt is the drop. Now listen here, E is the EMF of the cell here, okay, and I is the current flowing through the potentiometer wire, R is the resistance per unit length, so that potential gradient phi equal to I into R, that is the voltage drop in 1 centimeter. Now after connecting the secondary circuit and moving the jockey, suppose we are getting the balancing point here, that is at total length we are getting, say this much length is from the point A, you have to measure from the point A 1 meter this way, then 2, then 3, okay, then 4, it is coming here, okay, after 4, 5 means this way, it is coming on the 5th line here, and suppose this balancing length, total balancing length starting from the point A till here, let it be L. L is the total balancing length, counted from the point A, 1 meters, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6th one, this much it is coming. If I into R is the voltage drop on 1 centimeter, then if L centimeter is the balancing point at which the galvanometer is showing zero deflection, it means the total voltage drop in this much length, L centimeter length, and the EMF of this cell are equal and opposite, so they are cancelled. Then we can say that EMF of the cell E is equal to what? What will be EMF
L
of the
into
cell?
IR.
Yes, very good. E is equal to, EMF of the cell will be equal to L into IR, L into IR. Or I will write first I into R into L. I into R into L will be the EMF. Because each 1 centimeter IR is the voltage drop, L centimeter will be IR into L, and that I into R into L voltage will be opposite to the EMF of the cell. So both are cancelled. That is why galvanometer is showing zero deflection. Now, if you are maintaining this current in the primary constant, suppose this current I is constant, means the ammeter reading, if you are making constant, then R is the resistance per centimeter of the wire, that also constant. If I and R are constant, if I and R both are constant, then what we can write? E is directly proportional to
L.
L. E is directly proportional to L. So we can write E is directly proportional to L. This is the principle of potentiometer. What is the principle of potentiometer? At null deflection means zero deflection. At null deflection, zero deflection in the galvanometer, EMF of the cell in the secondary circuit will be proportional to balancing length, provided current in the primary circuit is maintained constant, remains constant. Why E is proportional to L? Because
Is
the
E.
potential gradient I into R is constant, because potential gradient IR is kept constant. For that you must maintain same current in the primary. This ammeter reading should not change. By mistake you should not touch on the rheostat. If you move the rheostat on either side, then there will be change in current. It should be maintained constant. If this current I is constant, then only we can write E is proportional to L.